as you know, you have to make smart decisions in the draft. Being the coach of draft day, Dennis, you've seen that firsthand. How
listen.
But I don't know if you had. I don't know if you had the same power as Belichick does in draft day, Dennis.
But I did. Not a lot of people know this, but I used coach. The character was kind of loosely based on John Gruden.
Okay.
But they kind of threw that away. But I approached, I asked Coach Belichick if he would give me, if he would read the script and give me some notes as research, which he did.
Come on. Really?
Yeah, which was really nice of him. But it's hilarious because there were several instances in the movie. There's the thing where we plant, some money in a playbook to see if a player actually reads the playbook. Because if he did, he'd find a $20 bill. He was like, yeah, well, that was our thing. We did that with the Giants. Like everything that was a reference point of comedy or football knowledge in there, he knew about. So he picked them out. He's like, yeah, that's from blah, blah, blah. That's from Bing, Bang, Boom. But yeah, I actually got Coach Belichick to give me some pointers on what I needed to know and not know, what was real or not real in terms of my character.
Get out of here. I did not know that. So did he give, because, again, he picks the groceries there too. Did he give Costner that whole thing about having the note in his pocket about the player?
That was already in the script.
Okay. So that wasn't Belichick.
Already in the script.
Okay.
But he did. He's like, listen, you should do this and you should, I actually said, it would be on the nose. I had said, I'm going to try to talk these guys into letting me dress like you. He was like, yeah, you can do that if you want. But to Ivan Reitman's credit, the director, he was like, no, we don't want to be Belichick. So let's not, you know what I mean? So, but, it was interesting because, he's such a fascinating guy. I think I might have told you this story before, but years ago when we were doing Rescue Me, when I first got to know him, which was through a couple of mutual friends, he was a fan of the show, and he said, hey, we were at some charity fundraiser or something, and he said, hey, I'm coming to New York, next month if you guys are shooting. I'm like, yeah, we are shooting. So I'd love to stop by the set and just see what it's like. So I was like, of course the guys on the set, they're all sports fans, right? The guys in that cast. So I'm like, okay. So I tell everybody, hey, Coach Belichick might be coming, and they're all like, what? So Phil Esposito played a small recurring role as a captain, fire captain on the show. So I set it up like Coach Belichick will be there the same day, and he'll come in and he'll do he'll get a little cameo if he wanted to be on camera, which he was like, oh, that would be fantastic because he wanted to meet Phil, right?
Sure, Espo.
But I have to tell you, when he came on that set, he didn't have to be there till like 6 o'clock at night because we were shooting, bulk of the day without him. He said, can I come first thing in the morning? I'm like, yeah. He came. He has a notebook. And, we're busy. We got him set up by the monitor so we can watch what we're shooting. And he keeps asking questions. He's like, so now what are those guys over there? What do they do? I'm like, oh, those are the grips. So when we need to have some stuff fixed lighting-wise, they come in. Their boss is that guy. And he's like, oh, and he starts writing down notes. And for the rest of the afternoon, he's writing notes and watching people interact and then asking questions. Like, so now what about this thing? When the actors, are ready to go, and what about the price? So I'm like, this is really interesting. And at lunchtime, he goes, hey, this is just like a team. I mean, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's totally like a team. He's like, yeah, I'm very interested in the psychology, the way I see everybody. And I'm like, holy, this is unbelievable.
We can't believe it. That's amazing.
Yeah,
so does that
literally the most curious guy. How do those lights run up there? How do those run? Because this was on the stage, on the studio stage. He just was fascinated by everything, but he didn't know about it, so he wanted to find out what it was like. And he's right, because, of course, filmmaking is it's a team. You have 150, 200 people there. The actors are the thing everybody sees, but, there's people handing us the props, there's people all that. And he was very interested in how that ran and how you kept the spirits up, because you could see that we were all sort of, making each other laugh, and with the same thing with the crew. So it was really fascinating for him, but I was fascinated that he would be that interested in it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he's curious because you never know what he can pick up about anything to do with a team. Does that make you the Brady of this scenario, Dennis?
You know what, Rich? I'm glad you pointed that out. Although, unlike Brady, when it came to the Emmys, I was 0 for 10. I think I was 0 for 5 at the Emmys and 0 for 5 at the Golden Globes.
There you go. So,
there you go.
If you were only on the DL12 system, Dennis, who knows? You could have gone 7 for 10.
The DL12 system, you know what that is? That's 7 cups of coffee and 25 cigarettes. That's what that is.
Little Jameson.
No.
Oh my God, that's so funny. The DL12.
The DL12 with a little bit of electrolytes is Jameson. You know, something like
6
that.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
six
sure.
cigarettes, 6 beers. That's the DL12.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.